This video will be for those who feel that they don't really know what they want in life and have been struggling with putting everyone else in before themselves, basically. This video is for those empaths, those givers. Yes, I know you're out there, all of you, that believes that giving more of yourself to someone else to get someone's appreciation or love or acceptance, and many times we know inside of our heart that we are doing this, but we also drain ourselves at the same time. Like, I am one of them. I've done it my whole life, and it stopped the moment I realized these things that I'm gonna tell you. So first of all, why do we do it? Why do we put everyone else's before ourselves? Why do we do this thing that in the end feels like we can feel used, drained, left behind, and all of those, like lonely? There can be a lot of loneliness in this. This stems from the upbringing when we believed that we needed to take care of our parents' needs before our own. Is that making sense? We had a mother or father or both of them that we needed to take care of, and we thought that if we just took care of these needs of our parents, then everything would be fine. Then everything would be, I will get everything that I want. So I found a way as a child to make sure that I took care of either my physical needs or the emotional needs. Many times it's the emotional needs that kind of like stings the most. It's where the spiritual pain comes from and where we really feel lonely and left behind, and it creates a thing where we don't choose ourselves. And we think that by choosing ourselves, we will be abandoned, left behind, and no one would like or appreciate us. And choosing ourselves is something that is bad, something that is not good for me, and I would rather keep choosing other people in front of myself. Many times we start to trade with people and act out and trying to manipulate the situations where we do things so it should we want to favor ourselves, but we can't really say and we can't really be clear that we want that and we need that. So we do things and manipulate people and say things and go around things, and we can't be clear on the things that we really want. Maybe we just need to say, like, hey, you know what? I would like you to do this, or I would like to experience this with you, or like I would like to experience this in my life. That could be a scary place to be in, but I'm telling you, putting our needs first, choosing ourselves, is one of the things that will take away the loneliness, that will take away all of those things that makes you feel left behind, or like that no one cares, or whatever that is. It could be a lot of things that goes on in the mind, and I'm speaking from a place of I experienced this too. But not until I realized that I needed to choose me. There's a lot of voices around that says a lot of things. You should do this, you should do that, you should do this. And when we have this programming from our upbringing, we then recreate circumstances that is the same as in the upbringing, which means that you just propel forward the idea that this is right for you. And this many times creates expectations in people's minds that you always should serve them and you should always do this, and if you don't do that, maybe you stop one day and this person just left, and you're like, that's because you have trained this person or people or their circumstances, you trained them to believe that that's the way you do. You just give, and you can't charge money for your service, or you can't even ask for something for yourself. Understand that when you really leave that type of thinking, you're also going to leave people behind. because those people that you trained to be this way, because that's how you, it's actually you who did this. It's not anyone else. You did this, and there can be a sorrow and a grief in losing this type of relationships that you've been familiar with. Because remember, everything that we are familiar with, we think is safe. Even if it's bad for us, we think that that is kind of like the safe way, because that's the way we are taught. That's the way our parent taught us how to live life. And when our parent taught us this, that must be the right thing. This is necessarily not true. This is just a construct and a belief and a pattern in your mind that you kept believing. And remember, a belief is only a belief as long as you believe it. Imagine a belief as a chair where you have four pillars. When you start to cut one down or two down, you can lean the chair towards the wall. But when you cut the third, you can't really lean the belief or the chair anywhere, and all of a sudden it goes down, and all of a sudden your reality is changed, and you no longer attract in this type of people or even the circumstances, because you changed the thinking pattern in your mind. You have a higher amount of consciousness, of knowing and awareness in your mind, and therefore you choose and you stop at the moment, and you start to choose yourself. Remember this. It's not egoistic to choose yourself. I have so many clients, even in breathwork sessions or coaching calls or all around the world, I hear this everywhere, where I am ego, I should not be egoistic. Egoistic is bad. Choosing your own needs and your own wants is not egoistic. That is a way of loving yourself and setting boundaries. That's a healthy way. And after that, you will meet people and you will attract more people that has the same values that you have. So now you're teaching people again, but in a new way. And this type of, you can do this all the time, over and over, and you have multiple, maybe thousands of things in your mind where this happens in different kind of way. So every time you interact with someone, you're teaching your own nervous system, because your nervous system always listens all the time. It listens when you sleep, what people you have around, what you say, what comes out of your mouth, what you think. Everything is connected. Other people are also connected to you. So if you have this type of vibration in your body, which is your thinking and your feeling and your experiences and your beliefs, you will attract what kind of resonates with that. So if you don't like your way of living, the only way you can change it is by changing those patterns in your mind. Question them, because the questions will be the breakdown of the share, which is the belief. And not until you question enough, then you can create a new structure. Imagine for something new to emerge, something old needs to die. And that's always how it is. Look in a family. The old grandfather died and there's a new child coming. And the old father died and there's a new there's always a new child coming in generations. Exactly the same way with consciousness. There's always something that dies and then something new forms. This planet, this earth, is forever changing. It changes all the time, every time. It never stops. It has never stopped, and it never will stop. Your change is never going to stop. People believe that, we're going to go back to before, the time where they did this. No, we're not going back. It's changed. It's already passed. It's gone. It's over. Move on. Life does not stop. If you think it's going to stop, you're going to be in pain and suffering. Please look at this in your mind. There's no way to escape unless you escape your own mind in changing the way you believe, and then you change your reality. This comes with money, relationships, whatever. But putting your needs first, your wants first, standing up for that, you will be tested by the universe. Every time you try and change something in your mind, the universe is going to come and Do you think that you just like, it's gonna go that easy? No, it's gonna give you tests. Can you actually, in the moment, act on it? Can you act on your new belief? Yeah, it's gonna feel comfortable. Who am I? What do I really like? What do I really want? Maybe I haven't prioritized my need ever in my life, and now I'm gonna do it. Who am I then? What do I like? What do I stand for? And all of a sudden, your life is completely different. When you stop putting other people's needs in front of your own, which is many times manipulative, actually, you manipulate or trying to control someone else by getting your own need met instead of just meet them straight away. It comes from survival, and when we step out of survival, that is not going to work anymore. It's going to be painful for you. So the only way to actually have joy and bliss, an amazing thing, is putting your needs and wants first. I want you to do this exercise. This exercise is very, very, very simple. I want you to write down on a piece of paper, what is my needs? What is my wants? The last question, what is a need? What is a need for you? What is your needs? It's understanding, what is it? Not until we know and we are clear on exactly what it is, we can start to implement it. In the beginning for me, when I was like, what is my need? I don't even know. I didn't even know what a need and my need was. And everything is different. Like yours and mine are totally different. And then I want you to comment down below what happened. And then I want you to go and subscribe on the channel. I would appreciate that a lot. I hope you find this video great. And I hope you go out there and do this. Practice it, live it, implement it. And I see you in the next video. Much love.